Hey everyone, I've just watched the new Netflix trailer for the One Piece live action show, and I guess I wasn't totally sold, but you know what? I'm actually really impressed. This looks awesome. There are some incredible little moments in the trailer that really made me go, oh, not bad. So one of the first things you can see in this trailer is Luffy wearing some outfits from color spreads throughout the years. And that is telling us that these guys have done their homework, someone has. And they're sending out a little wink, a little nod to us, to the die-hard fans, and they're dropping us little treats like this already. So who knows what else they'll hide in plain sight for the show. Also, Luffy and his accent actually really works for me. Oda put it in writing ages ago that if Luffy was from a country in our world, it would be Brazil. And having this voice, it actually sounds great to me. I'm stoked. I think that most people and the community in general were kind of prepared for the worst with the announcement of the live action. What that means is that all the expectations have been admittedly really low, myself included. Whether it's thinking about who's being cast or overthinking about Luffy's shoes. However, anyway, the amount of negativity that has surrounded this show has been kind of shocking. Seeing the CGI, the characters, and the world of One Piece in this trailer has actually gotten me quite excited. The sets look incredible, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in general a hater on live action at all. I actually really enjoyed watching the Cowboy Bebop live action that was on Netflix. I haven't even watched the anime of that. I don't really watch anime anymore. But even though the horrendous reviews of Cowboy Bebop, I actually loved that. I think the secret of enjoying these live action remakes is to watch it as if you're watching a cartoon. And alright, so what do I mean by that? If you want to watch a show that's based in reality, but exaggerated slightly, that's fine. That makes sense and includes so many people. We want to watch movies and TV shows to briefly escape reality and jump into a world more magical than ours. More serious examples are something like John Wick, where there's no magic, there's no superhumans, it's not the Marvel universe, but everything is just stylized, everything's cooler and just extraordinary in the true sense of that word, extra. You suspend your disbelief to know that a man can be shot, he can be stabbed, he can be in a car crash, and he can still fight off 20 armed and experienced Russians. It makes the movie fun, it lets us root for the protagonist, it gives us something to do, and some movies will really reward you by making the protagonist have to actually work for their win. So when watching a live action remake of a cartoon, you have to let go of that even further. So when we watch Luffy in real life, just remember, you're watching a kid who ate a fruit that made his body rubber. There's a bad guy that dresses up as a clown and themes his pirate crew around the circus. There's an antagonist that themes his crew around cats that all look ridiculous. Axehand Morgan, we see him in the background right at the start of this trailer. And he's got a huge metal jaw like some kind of orc from 40k. Even Zoro, he has green hair. This is all an exaggeration. It's an excuse to enjoy One Piece, to enjoy this IP that we've all been in love with for years. It's just through a different method, a different frame. These characters are being presented to you and to us with real life actors, but the characters are far from real life. Despite the medium they're being depicted in, despite how they're being presented to us, just try and look at it the way a child will be looking at it, or like I said, like it's a cartoon. Then you will definitely have a better time. Don't look at the scary pirate clown as a man who wears makeup and, sails the sea. See him as Buggy. For instance, we get a tiny little shot of Zoro sword fighting for a brief moment, and it's over the top, there's some posing in the middle of it. It's not like a real life sword fight at all, but guess what? It shouldn't be. We want to see Zoro do his moves from the manga and the anime. We don't want him to fight like a normal human. We want him to fight with 3 swords. We want him to have a katana in his mouth. We want him to fight like a superhuman, like an anime, like a manga character. Also, speaking of Buggy, how amazing does he look? He legitimately honestly looks scary. Like, he looks creepy, he looks menacing, he looks like a threat. Check out his yellow teeth. And I don't know what it is, but his nose, it doesn't look like a prop like that you would stick on your nose when you're dressing up like a clown. It looks like his actual nose, like it is in the manga. The first few shots of this trailer kind of made me worried, like when Luffy finds Zoro all tied up. I think the quality kind of looks a little bit subpar, but holy crap does it pick up later on. I remember when we first met Buggy in Orangetown, and he was smart, he had a huge crew, he had that huge ship, if you remember, it dwarfed the Going Merry, and he's a legit threat to Luffy. He captured Nami, he captured Luffy, he even would have killed Luffy if Dragon hadn't showed up in Loguetown. This guy that we see here is the physical manifestation of that same Buggy. If the series continues, if we get more Buggy, and which I hope we do, if he gets turned into a gag, which I hope that he does, then I'm actually so curious to see that in live. For now, he looks like Pennywise, he looks like the clown from It, which is, it's a compliment. And how about the Sea King, the Lord of the Coast? Tell me that doesn't look incredible. It looks so much more intimidating than in the manga or anime, where they look a little bit goofy. They actually truly capture how the Sea Kings are and how they should be depicted in the manga. Because the characters in One Piece, they do take them seriously. They take measures to hide from them when they're sailing the seas, when they're crossing the Calm Belt. The Kuja Kingdom and even the Marines, they incorporate sea stone into their boats to kind of give them a bit of a stealth aspect to hide from the Sea Kings. And when you see them in this trailer, that makes a lot more sense. They're huge, they're a threat, and it makes a whole lot more sense. I'm so stoked, I'm so impressed with how they've been depicted. And so to wrap it up, guys, I just want to have a quick anecdote from my past. So my cousin said something that was absolutely life-changing to me when I was younger. I was maybe 14, I had long hair, I only wore black t-shirts, and I exclusively listened to death metal. And so the Beyonce song Single Ladies had just come out, and we're watching the film clip at my parents' house, and I'm just sitting there hating on it. I'm saying it's horrible music, how it's got no soul, it's just pop, it's talentless music, blah blah blah, on and on and on. And my cousin said to me, she goes, "True love, if you put less effort into disliking this music and try putting effort into liking this music, you'll be a happier person." Obviously, it's not just music, it goes with everything, it goes with people, it goes with anything in your life. And that, it hit me in my soul, like it quite literally changed my life. And 16 or so years later, I still think about it in my daily life, I still see it come up in conversations all the time. I'll say it here, like if we as a community put effort into enjoying this One Piece show, as opposed to putting effort into tearing it to shreds and hating it, then we are all gonna have a way better time. So for now, the jury is not out for me. I am quietly excited. I'm quietly stoked and looking forward to what this could actually grow into. With that, I'll leave you to it. I'll link the trailer in the description below. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Let's chat. Thank you. Have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome week. And I will talk to you when I talk to you.